So it's got the world record in the men's marathon, finely tuned for marathon racing. This is the Nike Alphafly 3, and these are my first impressions. So some quick specs: neutral road racing shoe, if you didn't know that already. So I lost a little bit of weight from the previous version, so 218 grams or 7.7 ounces, so that is really nice. Price wise, in Australia here it hadn't changed price, so still $370. I do know there was a little bit of a price increase in the US and maybe in the UK as well, but $285 in the US. Stack height wise, so they've got to adhere to the regulations. 40 millimeters in the rear, 32 in the front, and it gives us a 8 millimeter drop. Right, so in the upper here they're using a new version of the AtomNet 3.0. It looks pretty similar to the other versions though, so still pretty much see-through. It's light and airy, just like a fishnet, just lets the air flow right into the foot, so breathability is absolutely excellent. Again, just light and airy. It feels like there's nothing actually on your foot. This AtomNet does thicken up a little bit, and you do get some structure up around the heel here. Heel counter is not a little bit solid. They've got a little cap around the back, but then it gets nice and flimsy at the top. They've got an addition of a bit of a heel tab here, so that's a good addition. It's the easiest Alphafly to get your foot in and out of, that's for sure. Again, some reinforcement, so a booty design, that means the tongue is incorporated into the shoe itself. So really, really nice, comfortable, so it really hugs your foot as you put your foot in. Lacing system, some tweaks here, so they've just changed how it runs through the eyelets now, but it's quite effective. They're using the same laces, so they're ones with the little notches in it that they use in the Vaporfly and the previous Alphaflys, but they do a great job. They don't come undone. You can get quite a good lockdown. Now on lockdown, this is the best fitting Alphafly so far, so easily. So the fit in this is true to size, perfect. So perfect lockdown, no rubbing on the arch. The width for me is just absolutely perfect. So this is absolutely just a dialed in fit for me. Right, so in the midsole here they have got their premium Zoom X foam, so 2 layers, 1 layer at the top, then they've got their fly plate, so their carbon plate, which has been widened from the previous versions to give the shoe a little bit more stability, and another layer of the Zoom X underneath that. They've got their 2 of their air zoom units in the forefoot there. Really, really nice. So changes that you'll notice from the previous 2 versions to this new version is it's actually all incorporated now. The AirPods and the rear of the shoe is all just incorporated in that one piece. Geometry wise, so they have tweaked the geometry in the shoe, so they have moved the rocker further back in the shoe, so it's not so much of a late stage rocker as what was very prominent in the Alphafly 1, not so much in the Alphafly 2, but they have moved this rocker back. It's more gentle, but it is more runner friendly, so it feels in a similar spot as the Vaporfly 3. And how do those changes translate into the ride? So it's bouncy, it's fast, it's poppy, it's responsive, it's nice and soft through the rear, it's squishy. It's just, this ride is amazing. So I think Nike have nailed it. It's actually perfect for the marathon. Again, you can just lock into your marathon pace and just forget about it, because this shoe does a great job of just holding that speed. This rocker is just in the perfect spot for my foot strike, so just a little bit back, and it just lets the foot roll nicely along at that marathon pace. So the pop is still not as explosive as the V1, but I think the ride is better in this version because of where they've changed the geometry. Because the pop on the V1 would pop you nice and high, but it had that really late stage rocker. This one, the rocker actually complements where the pods are. So when you pop, you're already in that sort of forward motion and you're popping forward. So love the improvements here. I'm absolutely loving the ride of this shoe. It feels faster than both Alphafly 1 and Alphafly 2, and that's just because of where the rocker is. I think it's more versatile at all speeds as well. And through the rear of the shoe, I was a little bit worried about the stability, because it does look like, compared to the other versions, that it has thinned out a bit. It's just the weird shapes and stuff that they've got going on here, but I can attest it is nice and stable through the rear, so it's not, you don't get an unstable feel whatsoever. So really impressed with the stability of this shoe. So in the outsole here, as you can see, we've got complete rubber coverage from the midfoot up until the forefoot. So they're using pretty similar rubber to what they used in the V2. So it's that's this black stuff. Same like that. They've got a nice little tread pattern on here, so that's quite grippy. A crevice there, you can see the exposed fly plate through there, so big cutouts through the midfoot. The two orange things are the bits of rubber that cover the AirPods, but on mine they're actually not quite aligned to where the AirPods are, but that's fine. This forefoot feels nice and responsive, pretty grippy, so that's not too bad. And in the rear here, highway areas, they've got a little bit of rubber on both sides there. You can see that only after a few runs with me, it's getting a bit banged up. Not too concerned at this stage, but yeah, it's getting fairly torn up. Especially up here in the rubber as well. So just after 3 runs, there is a fair bit of rubber getting worn down. So that will be one to watch. So what I'm liking in this shoe so far, well, where do I start? There's a lot to list, but the big ones for me is the new fit. So the new upper, this new fit, it is just amazing. It feels like it's been made, custom made for my foot. Just so comfortable, it's just perfect. Secondly, the ride, love the new geometry of the shoe, love where the pods are. This ride for me is just bang on. Okay, and what I'm unsure about in this shoe, so durability I think is going to come under question. So let's hope this is not a one race shoe like the Adidas Pro Evo is designed to be. Let's hope it's not that shoe. Let's hope you can get a bit of training in this one and a good handful of races as well, considering the price that you're paying for this shoe. But yeah, unsure about the durability at this stage. Fingers crossed it actually holds up. And what I'm disliking in this shoe is just how hard it is to get your hands on a pair of the first release. So I don't know what they need to do, but as I said, online it was pretty much done and dusted within a minute. We need to stop these people out there. I don't know who they are, but they're just buying, 10, 20 pairs, and they're all going up on eBay or StockX for astronomical prices. So that's not cool. Let's just make enough of these for everybody. Let's get them out there, let everyone else enjoy them. My predictions for this shoe, so I do think that this is going to be the best racing shoe release of 2024. So that is a pretty big prediction, but I still think the Alphafly is king of the marathon, and I don't see this one being overtaken this year. I'd love to be wrong though. Yeah, so I think it's going to suit more people than what the Alphafly 2 did. Obviously, way better upper, but I think it's a little bit more versatile than the previous versions as well. So I think this is quicker. So this new friendly geometry, I can certainly get up to faster paces in it of what I could in the previous versions. So it's a faster shoe. You're going to be able to race in it from different distances. I think 5K, even up to the marathon. I think it's good to go. So yes, early days for me. However, little concerned about the durability. I'm probably just going to have a couple more runs before my full review comes out, because I don't want to waste this one. Pretty much after these next runs, I'm going to lock it back in the cupboard and wait for my next marathon coming up. So I can't wait for that one. So anyway, guys, that's it from me. Did you guys manage to get yourselves a pair of the first drop of the Alphafly 3? If you were lucky enough, let us know how they're turning out for you. If not, are you planning on getting a pair of the next drop when they come in? And also, if you've got no experience in the 3, or you're not going to buy the 3, tell me why you don't want the 3. So anyway, guys, that's it from me. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.